Good morning, everybody. Or if you're listening far away, it might be nighttime, like some people I know that are jumping on here today. I always start with I'm excited to interview someone, and that is because I am. I love interviewing different people. And the person I am interviewing today is usually the person that interviews everybody else. So, welcome to Salontraining.com. If you're new to this and you're just hearing this either on our YouTube or podcast or on our Facebook, Salontraining.com is basically we keep using a couple words. It's a hub. It is a community. It's a website. It's a platform. It's all in one. So you'll be able to find different trainers, educators, classes, jobs, you name it. And we'll show that here right before we end. I'll give you a little preview if you have not been to it. But I want to jump in right away with our guest, Brad. So, Brad, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, Tracy. Thank you so much for having me on. Like you said, I'm always the one who's interviewing everybody else. And that's also kind of one of the perks, too, of having your own podcast. You get to meet so many people. Myself, I've been, my podcast just kind of grew to over 50,000. I was voted the top 10 Canadian celebrity podcast in Canada. Also, which I gave you is actually 21, 22. I was voted in the top 25 of the best, most podcasts that you should listen to in 2020. Now I'm getting all
I know, like what year is it?
I'm so excited to be here on salontraining.com. It's amazing because you've been doing such an incredible job. And here I'm coming to teach you and everybody here how to do a podcast when you're so amazing at it yourself.
Oh, thank you. Well, I learn from people like you. I watch you. When I find people that do such amazing work, I am in awe. Just whenever you interviewed me, I like how you do your background, and I like this, and I like your sound, and I like your lighting, and so I always watch that kind of stuff. And I think everything is a learning. Even if you've been doing something for a very long time, you learn something from someone else. So I appreciate everything that I'm learning from you, and all the I don't know how many phone calls that you and I have had for the past year. Like, Brad, what do you think about this? Do you have an idea? Can you talk to me? Like I love talking to you. You're an incredible person. So
thank you.
Thank you for being here. So how did you start in podcasting?
So with me, starting in podcasting, I did it. I believe that people had a voice. So my original journey was that I wanted to create something for the people that didn't have a voice to be able to have a voice, because I believe everybody has a story, everybody has something to share. Everybody can tell by even the guests that you've had on, like Donna Hogg, or there's some other ones that have gone through stuff that can really help people, because I wanted to show, people in their stories, but I always like my guests to be the ones that shine. So I want to make sure that they're always highlighted, that they're always, my show is it's about empowerment. So with empowerment, you want to make sure that your guests are shown in the best light. I'm not there to grill people. I'm not there to do anything like that, but just to show either what's going on, what people have in their life, talk to business owners, what kind of stresses and issues they had, how to overcome. So with overcoming, that could probably say somebody listening, hey, I've dealt with that too. Or, hey, it's funny because one of the episodes that I have is about relationships. So with the relationships one, it was like 6,200 listens just about relationships, which I think is very good for any podcaster or anybody in business. It's all about the relationships we have with each other.
Some people get stuck on the numbers, and I know you're not like that. You have different numbers. It doesn't matter whenever you start, you just need to start. And that's where sometimes people will say, well, I don't have a big enough following, or I don't know what to say. It doesn't matter. If you start and one person watches it, that's one person that your information can get out there. And I love the fact that you said you highlight the people to give them a voice. So you highlight different trainers, and we'll show you here whenever we close today, the salontraining.com platform, and you can get interviewed by Brad. Brad, I thought that was a great thing that you did with us. If they're a spotlight trainer and they need to get a little bit more oomph out there and get their stuff on different platforms, you're willing to interview them with us too. So I think that's great. And I'm just going to start asking you a couple questions too. And so you live in Canada, correct?
I live in Canada, yes.
Have you
Just
always
in
been
the
there?
in the GTA, so just outside of Toronto. Yeah.
Okay. Have you always been there?
Not always. I'm originally from the east coast of Canada, so
Oh,
Nova
okay.
Scotia, and then I moved more to central. So this is central Canada. Yeah.
And before we get into like your
The content,
yes,
the meat of the
yes, the
the meat
contact
of
and
the
meet
conversation.
yes,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people that really that have asked us like, how do you even start a podcast? How do you grow followings? How do you do this? And this is what we're talking today.
Mhm.
Uh, I want to find out a few more things with you before I forget it. You are doing a celebrity cruise, and I do not want to forget to bring this up because it is such
Yes.
a cool thing. So if you're listening right now, it's I don't even know the date, September something, 2020.
Oh, the date of the cruise is May 7th to 12th,
Oh,
2020.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying like today is September 23rd. So if
Oh,
you hear this after May, you
today's the
may know. But
23rd.
yes, okay. So when is the cruise? May
May 7th to 12th,
May 7th.
2023. Yeah.
What made you think of this idea? Have you done this before?
Yes, I have. So I've done a few successful before on my own. Having the cruise, it's the same because over the last couple of years, we've been in lockdown, we've been separated. One of the biggest needs is for people to have a community, have a tribe. So a lot of people want to get together. So when I
Oh,
just put a post up
we
and then
just we just lost your sound somewhere.
oh, okay. Let's see.
It's back. It's a little bit low, but we can hear you now.
Okay, I'll put it up. Is this better?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So with that, everybody's looking for community. Everybody wants to get together. Everybody wants somewhere central, like the hair shows, but this is different. Anytime you're in a destination, it always changes your mindset. So with this, it's about transformation. It's not about, hey, let's go on a boat, let's party, let's drink all night. If that's your thing, then that's your thing. But the thing is meeting all these incredible educators, I call them Mayan masters, but are educators that are going to be on board, that what they're going to teach you, educator, I call them.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's going to be transformational. And that's really what we're kind of looking for. And that's a base essence of it, is transformation.
Okay, great. So I know we have some people on Facebook now that are going to be on the cruise. David's on there. He says, hi guys, the cruise will be epic, which is so true. Yeah. I know Taylor is on there saying, hey guys, hi Amazing. Sally. Sorry, I'm not purposely missing anybody on there. Randy, it is going to be really great. So just give a shout out to a couple. You don't have to name all the trainers, but what can people look for if they're going on this? What type of education and who might they see?
I'll just a quick general overview. So it's on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. We're doing Mayan Soul, which is Sunday, May 7th to Friday, May 12th, 2023. We go to Miami, then we're at sea, Costa Maya at sea, the beach club at Bimini, and then back to Miami. So basically the way it works is the days we're on land, those are the days you're free to explore, do whatever you want, hang out with new friends, hang out with family, that kind of stuff. The days we're at sea are our full class days, our VIPs and things like that. Some of our Mayan masters are Francesca Rivetti, who is the winner of and you had her on your show as well. She's a NAHA winner. Plus, she's been nominated 5 times. We have Albie McCahey, who is the dry shaping king. We have Taylor Jameson, which is the classic bohemian razor queen. We have also David Kinnington, who's here. You can't hear me again?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening.
Okay, it's back on. Okay.
It's back now. So we have David who has his new book out, which is The Power of Asking What. Bonnie Bonadeo, who's amazing, who does about heartfelt or heart connection marketing. Philip and Mary Wilson, obviously the Wilson Collective. Joe Santi, who's the Olaplex Perm King. Donna Raggio, who does finances. And there's a list of many, many more people. I could go on and on, but I know we have a limited time.
So, yes, everybody that you mentioned, I've met except for one, which I'm hoping to meet this weekend. But the other, I just got to mention Donna. Everybody that you mentioned is amazing. Mm-hmm. I've heard stylists say whenever, because we're planning a hair show too, that we'll talk about here at the end as well for April. and I've asked people, what do you want to see? And of course they want to see hair cutting and coloring and things that they're doing. And I think sometimes what gets missed on occasion is the business part of it and the finances. So Donna Roggio is like the queen of queen. And I just wanted to give her a shout out for something like that, because all of your people are doing incredible stuff on the cruise. So I think every class, is important to see. So, okay, so let's jump into what we're actually talking about today for your mini class that we're doing on here. If someone was to start a podcast, how do you start it? What do you do?
We'll go in quickly. So how to start a podcast. So some steps of starting a podcast. You want to work on a name and your niche. So you kind of have to know who your tribe is. Next, you want to get a podcast cover image. Great place to get one free is to go to Canva and create it. Next, you kind of get a podcast intro and outro. That can be either music, which you can get for free also, or you can go have a voice recorded one. If you go to Fiverr, then Fiverr usually has artists that will do your intro for you and say what you need to say. Then you want to get your podcasting equipment, which you can buy very inexpensively on Amazon.com. But you also too want to create an environment and a process. So you want to have a quiet, clutter-free space without distractions. So here's kind of a little list of how to get started. So you kind of want to choose a topic you love. Just like blogging, you need to start and select a niche for your podcast that provides information that is in high demand with your listeners. So you want to make sure that you have something that people want to hear about. So, and if you're a knitter, obviously you don't want to have a knitting podcast and try to push it to fishermen, so to speak. So you kind of want to be there. You want to pick a podcast title. So a podcast title can help the listener anticipate the content and purpose of their podcast. Then you want to write a sound description. So you write a descriptive paragraph about the contents of your show to entice your listeners. Kind of like what you did when you say, hey, we're having B-Rad Celebrity Stylist on here. This is what he's going to talk about. Next, you want to get your artwork created. So the podcast will require some artwork or a square image that represents your show and the niche it belongs to. Next, you kind of want to pre-plan some episodes.
You mentioned a lot of things already that are out there. So if they don't know Canva, they can look it up. Fiverr, you can look up, and some sound. You are going to possibly be teaching some of this, like coaching, maybe down the road, right? We talked about.
So with the content I'm going to provide today, if people want to learn more, this is a general overview, but to really get in there, I'll be putting a course together for salontraining.com, where by the end of it, you'll know everything about podcasting. Plus you'll have a full, I'll show everybody how to interview, how to be interviewed, that sort of thing. So by the time you're done, you'll actually have up to 12 episodes already in the can, so to speak. So then you'll have content. If you're doing one a week, then that gives you 12 weeks of content. If you do one a month, there's your year of content already done in one course.
Right. Okay. And you talked about a little bit about equipment. I know whenever I started doing some things on our first round of salontraining.com, I was so nervous. I said, I don't have the right equipment. I don't have the right speaker. I don't have headphones. I don't have this. Again, practice somewhere, practice on a, with you and a friend or something. But do you really need fancy equipment when you're starting, when you're learning it?
To launch a great sounding podcast, you need a minimum of recording, editing, and distributing software. Like, these don't have to be fancy or expensive, and you can always upgrade as you gain more experience and you want to streamline or improve the overall quality of your show. Like, you don't need to spend a small fortune on podcast equipment. A very basic setup is like a USB microphone, computer, laptop, and just some editing software, and then just a podcast platform. And there's tons of them out there.
Right.
Because I started on Anchor. FM. There's tons. There's Podbean. I'm on over 40 plus of them. So there's tons of free ones and paid ones that you can be on.
Great. Okay. And who listens to podcasts? Because, as a trainer, I get it, because you're going to be training stylists and salon owners. And so you probably do need a podcast for those particular. Now, if you are a stylist, a manager, esthetician, why should their salons actually even consider a podcast? Who listens to them and why should they do it?
So the ones that listen to, basically there's two categories. One is age and the other is gender. So with age, the majority of podcasters listeners are between 18 to 34 or 35 plus, are increasingly tuning in. With the number of listeners, this age group is increasing at a regular pace. The other is gender. So men are more likely to listen to a podcast than women, with 53% of males responding saying they had listened to a podcast within the last month, and most people listen in about 80% of the full episode. With myself, it's a little bit different. Most of my majority are females, 35 to 45, and they're generally in the US and Canada.
And I'm sure they can look up that information too, you know, for whatever their niche is. If they are an eyebrow expert, they are going to see like who listens to stuff like that. There's a lot of research done all the time that you
of course, yeah, you can find anything you need just online, or find, if you want to start one, see maybe how many podcasts are in your niche. So if you're an eyebrow queen, maybe go and check out eyebrow podcasts, and if there aren't any, then you'll kind of be the leader in that genre.
Right. And as a salon owner and stylist, or you know, anyone like that that's looking for clients, can you really get new clients from people listening to a podcast in your area? Because you're not really branching out to the world to get your clients in your chair, probably, unless you're a big corporation or something. But a small town stylist or, you know, city stylist, can they get new clients from just having a podcast?
The short answer, of course they can. Okay. Yes. Oh, I'm going in and out.
I gotcha.
Oh, I'm back. Yeah. So, I mean, of course you can. You just have to position yourself as a thought leader in your industry. Like hosting a podcast can immediately give you great power and significant bragging rights. So, so if you're kind of out there and people get to know you, but as a fictional, famous uncle said, with great power comes great responsibility. So when you have your voice out there, especially with a podcast, you have a platform that positions you as a resource and with your industry members. And also too, it also builds long-term relationships. With a 45-minute conversation, it allows you to stay connected and become the only logical choice.
Right. And I know, like, whenever my salon and we would do Facebook Lives. We would have it once a week in the evening. We would call it like the wine talk or something. We did a couple different ones. But what an employee and I would sit there with a little glass of wine, and it was just little after work. And we would just joke and talk about the day. And that did so well for us because people connected in more of a relationship instead of just, here's my work and here's another picture. Here's another picture. Here's another picture. What makes your salon different? What makes your stylist different? And why would they want to come to you? People come to people that they like, you know, for sure, not just by their work, their personality too. And I think you can really get that through a podcast. And podcast can just be where they hear it, or podcast can be visual too, correct? Now,
of course it can. Yeah, you can do audio, you can do video, but some more kind of benefits, like they're good for an on-the-go audience because they can just listen anywhere in the car towards work. Longer formats allow you to dive deep into other topics. You can do company promotion, you can offer behind the scenes insights. So then that really gets to know who you are, kind of like you do with salon training, that you show behind the scenes, you show your back office, you show people, hey, this is how it runs and stuff like that. You can amplify the voices of the organization. You can build strong relationships with current clients and partners. You can also do shout outs, advertisements and stuff like that. What that does for you, it gives you a personal connection with your audience. You can, it's convenient, it's easy to understand, they're cheap and they're fast because it doesn't require a lot of equipment. They don't need to watch a screen. There's no content saturation, so it's not like tons and tons of stuff coming at them. You know, easy to upload with that sort of thing as well. So, and you can collect new ideas by talking to different people, and you also get referral traffic and increased traffic from that as well.
Right, and you can do lots of different topics, like we talked about, if you're eyebrow or if you're perming, if you're coloring. So do a podcast. It doesn't have to be even very long, right? I mean, what is the average podcast that people listen to that would be something to their audience? I mean, they're not going to listen to 5 hours of you talking about hair.
No. Yeah, the best is usually 20 to 50 minutes. And then you want to keep your music 15 to 20 seconds. So that could either be your spoken intro or just your intro music. Any longer than that, or any kind of ads and stuff, it really kind of turns people off from listening. Yeah.
And the last question about this is, do you have to be techie? Because there's a lot of people that are scared to do this because they're like, I am not techie. I don't even know how to turn on stuff. How do you get through that?
Well, that was exactly me. So I started my podcast with 0 people. 0 people, no skill, and not a ton of equipment or anything like that. So the short answer, not at all. You know, I mean, there's a lot of great platforms that offer done for you solutions like Anchor FM, or there's a lot of other ones where you can just upload your files, you're good to go. Or it could be done as simple as an app on your phone. I'm not sure why it's going out. I don't know. So
I'm not sure. Because, you know, whenever you're talking about something important, you know, that's whenever it's
that's when
and this is what we're talking to our audience. You don't have to be scared. Stuff happens. You know,
No.
People say, well, what if this happens? The same thing in beauty school. When you went to
Yep.
school, what if I hurt mess up someone's hair? Then you mess up someone's hair.
Yeah.
And then you
Exactly.
get over it. And you just
happens, you learn, and then you learn. Exactly.
Yes, this is technology. The biggest people in the entire world. I'll give you an example because I always talk about Tony Robbins. Everybody knows I talk about him.
Yeah.
But I was listening to, I was in his program that people pay thousands of dollars sometimes to be in, and their audio went out 5 times. And then they had to keep waiting for thousands of people to jump on. It happens, and it's okay. Everything's going to happen. It's technology. So, you know, if your sound goes out, or if my Zoom goes off, or this, just know that that's going to happen and be okay with it. So,
Yeah,
and then you
exactly. And you kind of have to go with that, or whatever, you know, or say take a quick break, or say, hey, I'll switch my microphone. This is something new for me, so I'll have to check into it after we're kind of done here. But you know, there's a lot, it can be done, you know, this podcast, simple as one step is using a single app and just your phone. You don't need to do video. You don't need to do that. As long as you have a recording device or something that you can record on, that's all you need. You just have to know the following, you know, what's your motivation, define your niche, give your audience a reason to listen, because obviously they're not going to listen if it's something that doesn't interest them. You want to choose a relevant name for your podcast, and you want to decide on your format. Again, you know, have it between 20 to 50 minutes, 15 to 20 seconds for your music, but you want to start planning your episodes. And so basically when you're doing your format, will you be the only one? Will you have a co-host? Will you have guest hosts? Are you going to have guests, or is it just going to be yourself? Will it be audio only, video, or both? I have a post on my wall that says, you don't have to be perfect, just be real. So I believe that's a great motto for podcasting and in life, because obviously it's not going to be perfect. And yeah, I've been doing like quite a few podcasts, but I still mess up. I still flub my words. But I just go with it. I don't re-record it until it's perfect, or edit out until, you know, it look like we're superhuman and we don't have any flaws. The best way is, you know, show yourself and who you really are. And that's a really great benefit of what podcasting do. It really allows your audience to get to know you.
Yes, very cool. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen for just a moment. I'm going to show them where the cruise is and a couple things real quick, and then we'll end on a note here a second. Okay, so if you have not got to go to salontraining.com yet, just type that in. I do know on my end the circle is vague, so you don't have to tell me about it because I'm frustrated with that. We got to get the circle down, so we're going to make that change. And again, technology sometimes happens. So you can go through the homepage and kind of see different articles, job listings, stuff like that. But where I want to show you that I think is probably one of the most important things is if you are looking for someone to help you. So if you're looking for Brad and you want more help with podcasting, or like I said, with Donna Roggio or Taylor with razor cutting, or anything, you can go right to our trainer page. I'm just going to move us down here a minute. And you can go through the categories and you can say, you know, I need some help with someone in business or cutting. I know the Wilsons are on here. Like, they have fabulous cutting too. There's so many beautiful trainers on here. You can go in and pick this and find out who are the people that can help you with hair cutting. And you're going to find them. So you can see Taylor's going to show up. Oh, I guess I didn't. Something like that. See, technology sometimes. Okay. Oh, I know what this was, but I can go in and search this, and I can find out all the different people that do that, and I can read with them. So let's do with David. So he's going to be on your cruise. So I can read all about David. I can find out about his books. I can find out about everything that he has to offer here. And the cool thing about it is I can go to Facebook. I can do the Instagram. I can see the website. So same with yours. And Brad, yours is on here, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I believe so too. So you'll be able to go that. I want to go right to the classes because I want to show them where the beauty cruise is too. So you can find in-person classes live. So let's go to the in-person. And if you're seeing this now, there's not going to be a ton of different ones in every category because we just opened a week ago. So what this was a soft opening, meaning the site is now open and we're getting different people coming on in different categories. So right now the in-person classes is we do have the strategies and we do have this beauty industry cruise. And then I know a few more that are coming on here. Mentors and Masters will be on here actually probably in a couple of days. A hair show that we're doing is going to be on there. So I can see all of these different things that they have going on. I can read about this. I can do the sign up link right here. So just go to salontraining.com, go up to the sign up link, and you can check out for the beauty cruise and read more about it, and go to their website and Facebook, follow them on Facebook and follow Brad. And if you're looking to be a trainer, you can text me, and my information is on the bottom under contact. I'm a real person, and I do not like myself whenever you try to call a company and you have to run through this and this and this and this and this and this and then do chats. I'm not an email person. Yes, you can email, but I am a real person that will talk to you through it. So if you are looking and you can't find Brad or something like that, or if you're looking for someone, I have a huge list of trainers that are coming on. Let me know. Like I said, if you are a trainer, all you have to do is create an account. You can look at our pricing options, which are insane. Do you agree, Brad? Our prices are ridiculously low.
Yes, they're so low. I mean, anybody would be, insane not to grab or get in like right now.
Yes, these prices aren't going to be here forever. They are only until, I believe, I forget the date, but the beginning of November. We're going in at low prices to get the people building up. And like I said, that price will go away. But you can go in to add a trainer. And all you have to do is pick the options that you are doing. Like seriously, $12 a month, $27 a month. You can do, $697 a year if you want to do that particular one. That gives what we talked about, an interview with Brad. It also gives you, we make it in script as well, and then a bunch of different things. Or $97 a year, you can have your stuff on here. There's all different ones you can read about it. And you just follow this script. Like you put in your email, you follow this, and then you submit your listing. We review it, and then if we don't agree with you having it on here, then we'll contact you if there's anything missing. It's super simple. So I just wanted to share that with you right now and finish this up. So before I close, I do want to talk to you guys about a hair show that we're doing at Seven Springs Mountain Resort. So it is in Western Pennsylvania. For those of you that are in this area, or even Ohio, Virginia, you probably have been to Seven Springs because that place used to get packed. It was a really great show. They actually outgrew it and stuff like that. So we're bringing it back. I believe it's going to be the last Monday and Tuesday in April. We're confirming here that in the last couple of days. And Brad, do you think you might be there teaching podcasting?
I might be. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I know I saw your show yesterday, and Rob is going to be on as well. And that's it's incredible. We get to meet is so incredible. So yeah, if people can get out in April and see you live and talk to you in person, I think that would be incredible.
Great. We have a lot planned, and I know some of the trainers that are on your crew, some of the trainers that are on salontraining.com will also be at the Premier Ohio. I almost said Orlando. Premier, I think we leave in 9 days. It's the first Sunday and Monday in October, so you can reach a lot of us there. And is there anything that you want to close on, Brad? Is there anything you want to tell the audience before we stop today?
Yeah, so just anybody who's interested in doing a podcast, being on a podcast, or if it's about business, just get yourself out there. The same, don't worry about being perfect, just be real. Reach out, you can email me, Hairstylist Empowerment Podcast at outlook.com. If you kind of want to be on my show, or if you have any questions, you can always ask. But the main thing is put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Yes. And be multiple places. We talk about that all the time. If someone's going to be willing to interview you, get interviewed. If you're a trader, if you are a salon owner, be willing to put yourself out there live on Facebook, create a podcast, do something, get yourself out there, because that is the world that we live in. You got to be everywhere. It's not competitive of, hey, I mentioned this a lot because I think Canvas Me also has a brilliant program. And someone had mentioned, they're like, well, if you're having job listings and they have job listings, why should I be on that one? Because I'm on this. I'm telling you, be on both. They have a great thing. Be anywhere that you can be. If you're hiring, if you are, be everywhere that you can possibly be right now. We're in the informational stage and you need to spread your information. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Brad, for being here, being one of our guests today and giving our audience a lot of great information. So we will get this on YouTube. We will also get this. I forgot one really quick thing. This is being done, finished. One of my meetings today is this. So if you want to start seeing some of our library, we will start putting these interviews right here that you can see them, and they're all free. So we interviewed Gino. He gave some tips. Lisa, she's also on your cruise too, which is great.
Yes.
And Francisca's on your cruise. And then we'll have this on here today too. So.
Yeah, we don't have Gino yet. We don't have Nick yet.
Yes.
So if you're listening,
Gino.
Exactly, that library looks amazing, and it's great that you could watch 24/7. Just, it's incredible, because I know we're all so busy that a lot of people can't always do the live. So it's great that the library is there, and I encourage anybody to go and check out salontraining.com. Go to all the links, go to all the panels, check out everything that this wonderful woman has done, because there's so much work that has gone into this that you'll be blown away, and the price is insane. So do it now.
Thank you so much, and we will talk to you guys later. And Brad, I hope to see you in April at the Seven Springs Mountain Resort, if not sooner. And all right, bye.
Bye.